chat. What? What's up, Nikki? I love me some bugs. Thank you for the continued sub, of course. All right. I'm also kind of half watching Mango play Rocket League because he might get diamond tonight because they changed the MMR. It's happening. But all right, gotta write some code. All right. Now, what I want to do is I want to change the color of some characters. Now I have to decide how I want to do that. Oh man. I want this. Hey, Demon Konami. Um, okay. Maybe maybe I have to do this all in assembly. But that's gonna mess up. Ah, fuck. I need to figure out. So yesterday, I'll try to set up to show the bug. Let's see. Yesterday, I added some logic. When you played doubles and everybody picked the same color, because you can in Slippy, it would force people to be on different teams. So let's see if that still works. I hope I'm in the right mode. Let's see here. We got. I don't want that. This is fine. Gonna hit build. Gonna start some music, I guess. Go home. Oh god, it's too loud. Okay. That should be better. Okay, so what happens is... Oh, got it. Let's... Okay. Alright, so if everyone is on the same team, like this, and then we... KK for Kirby Kaze. You are very welcome, Ronaroni. Okay, so yeah, so what happens is I did make it so that there's 2 teams. Thank you for the gift. So there are 2 teams, but you'll see that the colors the colors are a little messed up, especially player 4. That's what happens when you have 4 of the same color character in a game. So I need to figure out what to do about that. And the problem is I haven't fully decided. I haven't fully decided how I want to actually fix this yet. I probably want to make it so that by the time it exits, like, by the time we get back here, probably the people that got switched teams are now showing the new team. It's not strictly necessary, but it might be cleaner. Yeah. Yeah, player 4 was invisible on a dark background. So, hey Fizz. Doing good. Yeah, I mean, that's interesting, sheep hair. I don't know. I can't decide. Probably not Flan. I think there is 2 different teams, right? Like, I think in theory the game does consider there to be 2 teams. So like, so here I can take a stock for my teammate. Take a stock for my teammate. Take a stock for my teammate. And now, when I press start, nothing happens. So there are actually 2 teams here. It's just that they're all the same color. What's up to everyone who came in? Welcome. We're trying to figure out how to not have a completely dark Falco. Why does it matter if he's dark? He's impossible to see on Battlefield. or FD, I imagine. Plus, it's really confusing if everybody's red. It's really hard to tell what team you're on. What's up, Samit? I think you're misremembering. I don't think the icons change. I can have it assign two colors, two random colors. The question is, do I want to maintain those colors the next time they go on the CSS or not? If I... There's all... I'm on the West Coast, Pacific. Yeah, I do like the idea of just randomizing the teams every time if everybody is the same color. I think that's a cool idea. So there is one other issue. It's not really an issue, it's just more like, how do I decide to implement it? And it's kind of more about, where do I change the color? And how do I change the color? So, something I need to figure out. Do I make all the decisions? I mean, if people are contributing and they want to build something or help with something, I try to give them enough leeway to do things the way they want. To answer Frey's question, I think, I'm not exactly sure what your question is, but when you play teams, you can never pick a color. You always have to pick your team color. Could two computers on the same internet play teams with each other? Yeah, that should work. I mean, I think the best solution I can think of right now is to just make everybody red and, like, just do red and blue. I feel like those are usually clear. Flinchy, how long ago was that? Because I think it's possible it might work now. And yeah, I mean, what Nikki said. So previously, your router needed a support NAT loopback for it to work, but now there is some LAN handling logic, which might work, depending on how your computers are set up. Dazdays, you need to have the Patreon build to be able to send messages right now. Yeah, Flinchy, try again and let me know, actually. I'd be curious if it solved it for you. When they hit start, if they're all the same color, can you, instead of starting, change one team's color and put text? Maybe. Maybe. I wonder if that's easier. I don't think it's easier. But I also do like the idea of if you play all the same color, you're just like, you just kind of get random teams. It's kind of a cool feature. They're not going to be all red. Part of what I'm trying to do now is to change the color of the other team too, right? Like, this isn't complete yet. I don't intend to have everybody be red That'd be terrible. I want to change 2 of them to blue. More specifically, I'm trying to make them not all be red. I'm trying to make one team be blue and one team be red. The problem is I could do that kind of where I wrote the code. So to do the team stuff right now. So this is the logic. So this checks to see if everyone is all on the same team, and if they are all on the same team, it sets the team ID of ports 1 and 2 to be 0, and then the team ID of ports 2 and 3, whatever, 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4, to be 0 and 1 respectively. And I could change the color here. The problem is I don't want to have to write a lookup. I don't want to have to write a lookup in C++ to look up characters by team ID and then find their color, especially since on something like Akaneo that wouldn't work. And it wouldn't work because like I wouldn't have entries for Wolf, and you know, if they ever decide to release any other character. So I kind of need to make the game look up the color, but then I need to figure out where the game can do that. So one thing I want to know is okay. Let me see here. I'm gonna add a logger here. I mean, for colorblind people, I think the best I can do is to just pick red and blue, and I think that's the best difference I can get. Well, I think what I'm trying to explain is that like I need to make the game change the color. But to make the game change the color, I need to tell the game that it needs to do that, or the game has to like know to do that. And that's kind of where it gets kind of awkward. I guess maybe I can just overwrite the color every time, right? That should be safe. I don't even need to know. Okay, yeah, I think that works. I don't think you can do that. Samit, I think it doesn't let you. I don't think it checks what I'm checking though. I think it just checks to see like if everybody picked the same color, right? Which is kind of different than what I'm talking about. Like probably there's some logic here that like it just checks. It just checks the color selections, right? But that's not exactly what I need. And then it doesn't let you start. Yeah, no, that's not really the issue. It's just it's kind of complicated. It's not in the same place. Like, I bet this logic checks like the CSS color selections and all that stuff. But the thing is, like, I don't have the CSS color selections. Like, all that memory and everything that contains all that stuff doesn't exist because, like, the people picking colors are on other clients. They're not on yours. So it's like it's just it's not the same. Okay, so I think what I can do is I think I can God, I tried to clean my glasses and I just made it worse, I think. Hold on. Hi, Pi2Z. Flan, that seems like a lot of UI for not much benefit. Yeah, I'll use an actual cloth this time, like an intelligent person. I feel like it's just so much more effective than using my shirt. Alright, that should be good. A little bit of water. Yeah, that's what I need. Alright. So I think I know what to do, team. I think I know what to do now. What we're going to do is we are going to go into the ASM right here. And I think there should be like an init online code in here. Yeah, init online play. So this is where like this runs in start melee, which is the function that initializes the entire game when a game starts. So it's this function. And this runs before the recording code runs, which like backs up all the colors and stuff. So if I do stuff, if I change colors in here, it should get picked up in the replay, I think. But I'll have to double check that. So what I want to do is I want to go in here, and there's probably some logic in here that, let's see, sync RNG. Okay, yeah, so this is where this prepares match characters, ports, and RNG. So I think what this does is, let's see, this overwrites the game info block. So we'd have to do it after that, because we need to overwrite the colors inside the game info block. So we'll do overwrite, I guess I'll say like for teams, overwrite the colors, the game info block with the proper color for the given team ID. Yeah, this is definitely HTML. Here, let's what do you write? Body move register 3 into register 5. Yeah. Thank you, Blue. It is not a joke build. It has teams and it allows you to chat. You can chat to people that don't have it as well. put it in that so it happens before the yeah. Well, it's not full chat. It's chat messages. But yeah, there is. This is PowerPC. We're not gonna do full chat. Way too hard to moderate. Way too toxic. It's not worth it. Maybe we'll let people connect in other ways, but I don't think we're ever gonna do full chat. Yeah, there's 16 options. It's like Rocket League. Okay, anyway, you can turn it off so that people can't send you messages, and it tells them that you have it off. I'm well aware that Rocket League has full chat, but it also has quick chat. Rocket League is also a company with a lot of employees and a lot of income that can pay for moderation. Or I guess I should say psionics. Now owned by Epic Games. So yeah, I think they can afford to pay for that. Thanks for the gift, Shiny. I don't... the player count is not something I reveal. Or I disclose publicly. Okay, let's focus a little bit here. The first thing I want to do is I want to check if this is teams. So how do I do that? What is the best way to do that? Do I know it from the ODB? I feel like this isn't necessary anymore. I guess I could check the mode. That should be pretty safe. How much work would be lost if Fizzi's computer exploded? Not very much. Everything's on GitHub. I mean, it'd be annoying. Have to buy a new computer, set everything up, take some time. How much work would be lost if GitHub exploded? Yeah, that's that would be real bad. That would be really bad. Okay, so I think the easiest way to do this is let's go to the online header, which we're already in, and there should be so online mode teams. So what do I load to check this? So let's see here. Yeah, okay, this is what I want. So now let's go back to where we were, which is here. So now we check we load what mode we're in. We check if we're in the teams mode. And if we're not, so compare with our 3 online teams mode, and so branch not equal, skip char color overwrite. So then we skip this section. Now here, we're gonna write the logic, which will overwrite the colors of all the characters. So let's do that. I'm checking to see if this backup, where it ends, what restore it's tied to. So, okay, so I think I'm safe to use registers here. So I can use You're very welcome, Seiko. All right. Uncle Punch likes putting register definitions where they're used, but I feel like I don't like that because like the thing that bothers me is if there's something kind of around it, I don't know whether it'll like use those registers. Like, and then it'll like I'm still worried I'll clobber a register if I do that like that. It has to be set for the like kind of globally. So I'm gonna instead do it up here. So reg everyone in the chat knows exactly what's going on right now. I believe in all of you. I try to do some explaining, like for multiple reasons. I think it can be useful for some people, but I also think it's kind of like even if you don't fully get it, it might still be interesting to understand what I'm thinking about. Everybody loves my water bottle. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's more interesting for sure. I think if I say what I'm talking about, and I think some people might also learn from it. Like I know yesterday I did some debugging that somebody else was trying to do, and they weren't able to do it. So then I think they looked at my VODs to see how I did it, and then I think you can learn from that if I like kind of explain what I'm doing a little bit. This is assembly. My night is going well. Where are the rubber ducks? You're all the rubber ducks. That's the real secret here. Oh yeah, yeah. You guys are the rubber ducks. Good call. Holy man of Mount Kuya. These are all okay reasons to be here. Alright, so now we're gonna write a loop in assembly. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to write a loop in assembly? It's so much fun. I should do a poll in chat to say like what instruction I should write next, and see if we end up with any code that works. All right, yeah. So we're gonna do a loop. So the first thing we're gonna do is we are going to load immediate into the register we set up earlier, which is a global register, reg player index. And we're gonna load 0 into that. Why do I keep doing period? I want a comma. Okay, thank you. Okay. Then what we're gonna do is I guess I'll write char color overwrite. Oh, this is so long. Whatever. Loop. Continue. All right. Now what we need to do is we need to load the color for the first character. So basically we need to load the color for port 0. So this is basically the port, right? So this is port 0. So we need to load the color for the character that they're playing. Now, one thing I'm not sure about and I'm a little concerned about is that I asked Rapido to tell me what functions he was using to do this. And the function is, where is it? No, it's not this. It's this. Function team. So let's look at that function. Will Fizzi do the thing that lets him save one instruction? Sometimes I do that. Sometimes. I actually kind of enjoy assembly. It's it's challenging. It's like I don't know, especially like figuring stuff out in Melee is like very much detective work. Like right now, I have to figure out what arg a specific function takes. So actually, let's go back. Wait, where are we? What? Okay, we're here. So I'm just gonna write fn get team costume index. Oh, interesting. We wrote this function? Interesting. Get char blue costume index. Okay, so this is the external ID. Come on, Rapido, why? Why? So here it's titled reg external character ID, and then here it's labeled reg internal character ID, which if you're not familiar with that, if we go to like SSBM datasheet, oh my god, why is this huge? Stop being huge. What? Reset. Okay, thank you. So if you're not familiar with the difference between internal and external character ID, is you see it here. So these are the internal IDs and these are the external IDs. I don't know why this says LAS. It seems like a error, but anyway. And they don't match. So like ID 0 is Falcon for external, but ID 0 is Mario for internal. And internal is used when you're in a game. That's why it has Nana and Popo separate, for example. And it'll switch between Sheik and Zelda while you're in a game if you play both characters. But external is actually what you pick on the character select screen. So you'll see here we have Ice Climbers. We don't have Popo and Nana separately. But they're just completely different, so I have to make sure I use the right one. What's harder, assembly or getting 16 Gallant? For me, getting 16 Gallant, especially with Falcon. Is that even possible with Falcon? I feel like it's not possible. Yeah, I definitely can't do. I can barely get any Gallant with Falcon, so that my ledge dashes are not good at all. All right. So the question is, do we assume? I don't want to assume anything. What we're gonna do is we're gonna breakpoint this function, and we're gonna look. We're gonna pick Falcon, and we'll see when we pick Falcon what the ID is. All right. So I just want to step. Oh god, yeah, this will run every time we're hovering over someone. I guess we can check Pichu, that works too. So registers, so I think R4, so 0x18. 0x18 is Pichu. So yeah, so this is the external ID. Just remove Gallant, yeah. It is... Gallant is, I agree, is a questionable design decision. Okay, so we know it's the external ID now, so that's good. Something I found strange though, let's see, this is the team index. I thought red team was 0. Huh. Whoops. Wait, no, that's fine. That's where I want to be. Green is 3. 1, 2. Huh. Oh, okay. So I guess it's ID plus 1 is the team index? Well, whatever. Let's check the spec. Let's check the spec, because I want to make sure that I'm not confused here. So this is a document we maintain, which is like the SLP spec, which basically explains all of the data inside an SLP file. And we talk about the game start, game info block here, which is what I want to look at. So we have is teams, yep. And then this is the external character ID, player type, stock star count, team shade, team ID. Yeah, okay, this is what I wanted to know. So yeah, so 0 is red, 1 is blue, 2 is green. So I need to add 1 when calling that function, I guess. I need the character 2, Sami, because what this function does is it gives me the color ID, like, for a given character, for the team ID I want. So, like, if I want red team Falco, that color ID is whatever it is. But then if I want red team Falcon, the color ID might be different than it was for Falco. So it's character specific. So, now that we know all that, let's go back to where we were. And what we're gonna do is okay, so R31 is the start of the game info block, which we just copied over. So I can use that to load the team ID and the external character ID. So let's do that. First, load the team ID. Okay, I'll just say it. All right. So the first thing we're gonna do is team ID gets loaded into R3. So, and let's see. So that is it a byte? Actually, we'll just check the spec again. Let's go. Okay, so this starts at 5. So every offset here I have to subtract by 5. So I think the first thing I want is the team ID. So it's 6E minus 5, which I'm sure I could do in my head even if it's hex, but let's just do it anyway. 6, 9. So that's my offset for team ID, plus 24 times the index. So I think it's this. It's not exactly this, because I also need to... No, this will be mul immediate, load into R3, the value inside reg player IDX times 0x24. And then add I, R3, R3. Okay. So what I'm doing right now is okay, so inside the game info block, the reason it's written like this, where it's 0x24 times I is the port number. So there's 0x24 bytes of data for every character, or for every port. And so I need to get it for the right port. So what I'm doing is I'm multiplying the port number times 0x24, and then I'm adding it to, in this case, this offset minus 5, which is 0x69. So I multiply the port by 0x24, load that into R3, and then I add the value of R3 with 0x69, load that into R3 again, and then I load the byte at the address of the sum of R31, which is the start of the game info block, and R3 into R3, which gives us our team ID, and then I add 1 to the team ID to get us the index. And that is the arg that we need, I think. Everyone follow that? I want to hear yeses in the chat. Everyone got all of that. Thank you. How long did it take me to get this good a pro? I mean, I don't. You just do it. Just do it a lot, especially if it's your job. So I guess I've been a professional programmer for fuck, a lot of years, and I did hobby projects before that. Yeah, well, we haven't really even done the loop part. I kind of lied to you guys because we're actually doing the body right now of the loop. But we'll get to the actual loop part very soon. Sorry, Venus. Only you can fix that. I could do that, Soren, which I do sometimes. Like what I'll do is I'll set the like reg game info start 31, and then I'll say like it's from parent, and then I can use this, and it'll be R31, which is probably, you know, this is good practice to do that, so I can do that. It's like where were we? I think I'm too far. Yeah, we're here. So okay. And now the other one that we want. Actually, I should keep this. I should keep this. So I'll make that R4. Or, oh, fuck it, I'll make it R5. I'm keeping this because I'm gonna need it again when I load the character. Because the next thing I'm gonna do is load the character. What do you guys think I need to write next? I need to do something like this, but I need to load the character, and the character is at 0x65 plus 0x24i. Well, of course, yeah. I love Puff. I will agree that Puff is not the least cool character in Melee. Alright, so basically I can just copy this, right? But now we're going to go into R4, and this is going to be 6-0 instead of 6-9. Now we have the costume index, and now we can just overwrite. I'm assuming it gets returned in R3. Nothing else would really make sense. Let's see here. I can't really tell from here, but I'll just assume, or I'll look where it's called. Yeah. Okay, so it's in R3. Loads color, or I should say costume ID into R3. And now that we have that, we need to write that to thank you for the sub, Ank. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. All right. So now we're going to write the costume ID. So we're going to take this again. because I can't use R5 again because I just called a function. And in PowerPC assembly, all of the non-volatile registers, which are R3 to R12, you cannot assume that their value has remained the same after calling a function. So since I'm calling this function, I have to assume that everything R3 to R12 has been reset, although I do know R3 is the output of the function, but apart from that, everything else is just kind of gibberish and I can't use it. So I have to redo this function call, or this line call. And then I have to do a, I think a store byte x. So into the costume index. So here, yeah, that'll be 6.3 now, I think. So I guess I have to do, let's do add I, R4, 0x63, and then store byte x. We're going to store the value of R3 into reg game info start plus R4. Now you see how I'm using reg player index and reg game info start, which are also registers. But if you remember, that's register 31 and register 23. And those are what are called non-volatile registers. So registers from 14 to 31, they are guaranteed to be the same as before you called the function. So those you can use. So basically, in order to call a function, if you want to save stuff, you have to either write it to memory or you have it in one of these registers, because it's the responsibility of the function you called to make sure it doesn't change. It restores all of these registers to the values that they had before the function was called. Hey, Twilight. How do you access my B in chat? I don't remember which buttons to press for it. Can you not push/pop? Push pop what though? I don't know. You have to guarantee your, yeah, you do have to restore it yourself. That's actually what these macros that we wrote do. And it's also called setting up the stack frame. It sets up the stack frame and it writes stuff to the stack, and then it like restores it afterwards. So the backup is met by a restore later, and the responsibility of the backup and restore macros are to make sure the values of R, actually I think we only do R20 to R31, so you shouldn't use anything between 14 and 19 if you're using these macros. But these macros guarantee that they restore the values of all these registers. Thank you for answering that question, Meta. Meta would be more knowledgeable about that than me for sure. Okay, so anyway, now we stored the value of the color into our game info block. And I think we're good to go. Is there anything else I need to do? Well, obviously I need to finish my loop. I haven't finished the loop, and I promised you guys we were writing a loop, so I think that's it. Let's finish the loop. So now, actually this wouldn't be continue. This would be like start. And then increment port. We'll add 1 to the port number. So reg player index 1. Add immediate. is what this means. I don't know if I've looked at this code longer than they have, at least certainly not combined. Plus, they were looking at very different code. They were looking at C code. I'm only looking at what the compiler decided to optimize that C code to. This is PowerPC assembly. Okay, so we're going to increment the port number, and then we're going to compare the port number with the end of the loop. So 4. And then we'll do if it's less than, branch less than is what the BLT means. It's not a sandwich. Well, if it's branch less than 4, so if reg player index is less than 4, we go to the start of the loop. I do not know, Stefan. I do not know. So I think this is right. Right? What do you guys think? Is this right? Let's see. Increment port. I don't know how interested I am in a full decomp effort. I think I don't know. I think it's a little questionable, but who knows? Anyway, moving on. You know, I think I'm ready to test this. Coda, in theory, you might be right, but I still think it's kind of potentially dangerous. But who knows? Either way. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna build this. I'm gonna put it in Melee, and we're gonna see if when I do the 4 red Falco things, if 2 of those Falcos end up becoming blue. Preferably 2 that are on the same team. So the prediction is gonna be will we have 2 red and 2 blue Falcos? All right, place your bets. Place your bets. Did I mess up or not? Is this gonna work? This is when everybody picks red. I'm trying to force both 2 teams and 2 colors. We got some believers. I like it. Some doubters too. Doubters Very understandable. Code very rarely works right the first time, but who knows? You guys see it all in front of you. You know. You can know if it'll work or not. Code never works for me. Yeah. I will say doubting is not a bad bet. I will admit. I think we got more believers right now, right? Yeah, we got more money in the believe column, which you guys have a lot of faith. I wonder if any programmers in here are believers. I feel like oh wow, Meta's a believer? Alright. Okay. What's up, Blair? I don't know if I'm a believer. You guys are crazy. You guys are. There's no way I didn't fuck something up somewhere. There's no way. I mean, there is a way, I guess, but let's find out. Well, let's find out. All right, so I copied the new code set, which I'm just gonna double check the time. Yeah, 105, so I just built it. Good. Then I open my 4 instances of Dolphin and move the windows. Start melee 4 times. Melee, melee, melee. Pick Falco. All right. Moment of truth. Now I don't know what it'll look like on the splash screen. We're not talking. The splash screen doesn't matter though. What we're curious about is in-game. Okay, so it's red on the splash screen. Well, there are 2 colors. So I would say that the believers are right, actually. I would say that the believers are right. This happens a lot with the programming predictions, is that like it doesn't quite work, but it does meet the criteria that I put in. So we get some angry people in the chat because yeah, we got the Fizzi scams that ain't red. Did I say red? What did I write in the prediction? What did I write in the question? Oh wait, I think I did say put the color. I did say 2 red and 2 blue. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, that definitely does not meet the criteria. I think it turns out that the doubters are right. Well, this looks like a win for the doubters. It meets the spirit of the bet. I don't know. It says 2 red and 2 blue Falcos in the question. And that is the criteria we're going by. We do not have 2 red and 2 blue Falcos. We have 2 blue and 2 default Falcos. Oh man. Yeah, that's a no. So that's weird though. What's going on here? I haven't bouldered in a while, but I would like to again. I don't know what I did wrong. we're about to debug that, I think. We're about to debug that. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Wait. No, I don't. No, I don't. Because I added one. This was me loading the team ID and adding one. And then... Wait, why is this... What the fuck am I doing here? I see. I think I know what I fucked up. I think it was this value. So this is supposed to be R4 because R4 is the offset. So I think I reloaded the team ID into the character ID arg. So I think it was loading a costume ID, not for Falco, but a different character. So if we had been playing that character, it would have worked. I think it would have worked if we were playing that character. So I think that was the issue. You guys didn't catch it? It's too bad. What are you going to say? The doubters knew. The doubters knew that that register was wrong. All right. That was some copy pasta because I think I copied this and then so anyway, I think this was the bug. I'm actually not 100% sure. I did do a full debug. So we're again. Let's see what you guys think. You guys, are there still doubters? That's what I want to know. Are there still doubters? Same prompt. Same prompt. It's take two though. You gotta have the take two attempt. Doubting now is just fool. Yeah, maybe. We already know it sort of works. We know that that was an issue for sure. But was it the only issue? There could be more. Who knows? All right. Okay, I gotta go build the code set. Taking forever? That was really long. I've never seen it take that long to build. Okay. I'm just gonna close it. Well, actually, I don't think I need to. I think I can just do... Come back. Come. Where's the last one? There it is. $500 smackaroos. I think I do like the believers this time. I do like the odds on the believers. But I could also see a bet to play the odds because we do have more points on believing. So all right. I did overwrite it, right? Let's see here. 112? Yeah, that looks right. Hey, would you look at that? Would you look at that? And the correct ones are red, and the correct ones are blue. So that's pretty cool. So the splash screen, though, does not show the right colors. And I'm trying to decide if I care. I'm trying to decide if I care. Because you did all pick red, so maybe it kind of makes sense that the splash screen shows them both red. That's on him, Carrie. Yeah. I could do a vote. Let's do a vote. How do I... / vote index. Vote for the... No, how do I start a vote? / poll, maybe? Yeah. Okay, question. Here we go. Should the splash screen show red and blue? Yes. Doesn't. It doesn't matter and no the same thing. I'm just gonna do no just to be clear. Doesn't matter if you don't think it's important. I guess you can vote no. I don't know. To allow bits per vote. What are all these options? All right. And while we run this poll, I'm gonna go pee. So I'll be right back. All right, looks like we got more yeses. I did see Vince ask a question too. Should it force the blue characters back to blue in CSS? And we talked about this a little bit earlier. And I'm thinking something that I think is kind of cool, But maybe kind of confusing too is like if you all pick the same color, you can make it a feature where it randomizes the teams every game, right? Which is kind of cool. That's a cool feature. I'm just worried that like if you play game after game after game, like you'll play, maybe you played red last game and now all of a sudden you're blue and you get lost and you just like die and stuff, and so it might be a little confusing, but it works and it's kind of cool. It's not very discoverable, so it's not exactly a great feature. Like I think if we wanted to do that, I think we should have like, if we wanted to do it right, I think it'd be cool if we could do a team selector, which is like RND or something, like random. And maybe it's like white or something, or gray. I don't know. And you can just pick it. But that sounds like work, and I kind of want to ship this. Maybe that's an optimization for the future. Our team's random this way. Right now they're not, but I'll make them random, right? So right now this is the logic to determine what teams, who to set to what team. But because of the way I just wrote the logic, I can just change this to be like randomly pick 2 people. I'm trying to decide the easiest way to do that. I think what I can do is I can This is the list, kind of, of things left, but I don't think it's complete. This is my personal list. Lord Coolman, look into Akanea and MX if you're interested in that. This is a 64-ounce glass water bottle, and it's legendary. I think I spelled it right. Looks right to me, I think. Name tag autofill is like direct code history. It'll keep a history of who you entered. I was working on that feature last week, maybe, I think, on stream. I'll probably continue working on that soon once I finish with the bugs. This bug is a pain in the ass. I have no idea how long it's gonna take me to fix this. It's really fucking annoying. I can't repro it. The worst kind of bug for a programmer is a bug that you can't reproduce. Because if you can't reproduce the bug, it makes it hell to fix. It's hell. Are there plans in the future? A friends list is a very highly requested feature, and I think maybe we do it eventually, but it won't be in-game. If anything, it would be part of the new launcher, but I can't promise whether we'll do it or not. Can you fix it at all without being able to reproduce it? I mean, the way I'm gonna have to do it probably is
try to find other people who can reproduce it, because it requires very specific networks and stuff, I think. Or, I mean, or we find another way to reproduce it. And then I can give them builds to try with like specific like logging to try to figure out what's going on. It's a really long process though, because I have to like keep building a new build, send it to someone, have them try it, have them give me the response. The response probably doesn't have enough information. I add more information, I send them a new build, etc. And it's just a very, very long process as opposed to, you know, just one person doing it all. Bye, Blue. Have a good night. Yes, this is Miso. Miso, you could say hi to the stream, even though all you want to do in life is sit in my lap, but look, let's say hello. I guess I can do, does this work? Not, well, it's not exactly full screen, but, good enough. Whatever. We have Miso here. He's chilling. Miso's trying to debug how to sleep. Alright. Where were we? Where were we? We were gonna randomize the teams, right? So, I think what I need to do is I need to make a vector. And then right, something like that. I think this works. Let's use an initializer list. And then let's do some Googling. That's the this is what programming really is. I think we're gonna Google randomize vector C++. Random shuffle useful. Can I use this? This seems good. Wait. Wait, guys, I can't do this. I just realized I can't do this. This is a terrible idea. This is a terrible idea. The reason is I need to make sure that all 4 clients randomize the array the same way. So maybe I can do this if I can set the seed. I guess I can set the seed. Can set the seed. Oh, I'm worried this is not gonna work, but if I set the seed, it should work. What can I set the seed to, though? I have a seed. You're welcome, friend dude. Thanks for stopping by. No, I do actually have a randomly generated number already that I can use for this. Let's just try it. Let's see what happens. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do srand, and we're gonna pass in the RNG offset. Should be fine to move this up here, I think. And then I can use the RNG offset as the seed. And then I can call, what is it, random shuffle? What's the difference between random shuffle and just shuffle? Thanks for the sub, Posh Posh. I appreciate it. I'm doing my best out here. I don't know. I think just shuffle would let me pass in another randomizer, which might make things more random, actually. But since our RNG offset's random anyway, does it really matter? I don't think it really matters. Let's begin and right, yeah. All right, I think this shuffles our array. So now we can just do steamid is equal to team assignments, this. All right. So let's see if this works. Why? I just closed this. What do you mean it's still open? What do you mean? Maybe if the thing closed now. Okay. All right, so in theory, this should randomize the ports. Oh, what's up, Tuna? That's cool. Okay, so this time we have ports 1 and 4 are blue. And it's the same on all of them. So that's good. That is a good sign. All 4 instances look the same, right? Right, chat? Yep, they all look the same to me. So that's good. Let's try again. So in theory, it should randomize it again. This time we got ports 1 and 3 are blue. All right, I mean, I think this works. Two and 3. Good enough. I'm happy with this. Good enough. Okay, so the last thing is the splash screens, right? God damn it. All right, fine. The splash screen. Let's do it. We're probably gonna have to put this same code somewhere else, basically. I just don't know where. It should probably just be an info log. Thanks for the Prime Virus. Yeah, I actually have a pretty good time streaming this. I think it's pretty fun. And I feel like it's cool cuz yeah, people get to see the process and kind of what goes into it. And I can, answer questions and stuff and be more communicative. So it's pretty fun. It's probably not. There's probably times where it's better to like not be distracted by chat and to focus a lot more. But this is kind of more casual. I try to do some slightly easier tasks on stream, stuff that's really hard, and I'm just like stuck thinking for a long time. Is not great for stream. How do you know when to use assembly versus C++? Yeah, you have the right of it, asterisk. C++ is dolphin, assembly is melee. The music playlist is so Lil suggested this. It's just on Spotify, it's just stream beats lo-fi. And I think it's all the same artist, but it's all copyright free lo-fi music. It was just an easy way to get some music that's not distracting and is pretty good for programming. All right. Hi, Misa. Yeah, Tenebrio. That's correct. Yeah, you have the you have the emote now. He's pretty cute. You can follow him on Instagram too. Lil manages his Instagram. I believe it's Miso Snores. You're welcome, Spectre. Spec Star, sorry. Exclamation point Insta. No, I don't have that command, unfortunately. I think it's miso underscore snores though, maybe. Or maybe it's one word. I don't know. Alright, anyway. Randomize teams when all same color. Okay. And this one is overwrite costumes for teams. Nice. PPC is Power PC. Yeah, we adopted him. He's a little old man. When we adopted him, he was, or they think he was 9. We adopted him over a year ago now. It's like a senior dog rescue. You can find PowerPC instruction sets, yeah. There's one that was really good. Let's see, PowerPC. Yeah. So I like this one, but you have to use the Wayback Machine because I think this site doesn't exist anymore. But this has most of the basic ones. It doesn't have like any of the float commands or anything like that, so it's not the full list, but it's most of what you would use, and more than you would use probably. I can paste this link. You can find a more complete list on, I think, IBM's website. Virus, I think, have you tried since the 2.2.6 update? It might just work now. Maybe. You should just try it again. And let me know. Let me know if it works. Because I'm kind of curious for people that have had that problem if it works. Yeah, no problem. All right, so the splash screen. Where? Okay, I need to look at this code because I haven't actually looked at this code at all. I think this logic here prepares things for the splash screen. Right. Let's see here. So I think Rapito wrote this a lot of the double splash screen code. So I don't quite know how it works. So I'm trying to figure out how it works right now so that I can figure out where to overwrite the colors. It didn't seem to me like the colors were set here. Like this grabs the team ID and it either puts them on the left or the right, and then this is the team sizes. So this is coming from the MSRB for sure, which is kind of what I was seeing here. Oh, nice, it worked? Sweet. That's good to know. It won't work in all cases, but it should work for a lot of people, I think. Alright, so I'm really struggling to see where the character colors are here. It's clearly not here. P2 color. Maybe it's in which would be kind of a because this, yeah, splash scene prep. There's a good chance it's in here. Copy splash data. Load P1 character color. Load P2 character color. Team setup. Six 3. You guys remember that offset? We know that offset. I mean, go to is branch. Any kind of loop is always a branch in assembly. So like this BNE is a branch not equal. It'll branch to here. So yeah, all over the place, everywhere. You have to. And you'll see some straight, like, let's see if we have one in this file. Well, that didn't work out as I hoped. Is there store bytes? Oh, here's one. This one's just a straight branch with no conditional check. Oh, what's up, Ringler? Thank you for the raid, and hello to Ringler's chat. Welcome. Oh yeah, this is Nerd Central. We're looking at lines. This file has 1,049 lines of assembly, kind of. It's a great time. Now, what I was talking to the chat about before is that I think the place where the splash screen colors are set are right here. And if you remember the 6-3 offset, we used that offset earlier. And we used that offset earlier in our loop right here when we overwrote that value. So what I want to know is where this is loaded. Yeah, so what we're currently doing, by the way, for the newcomers is basically in Teams mode, if everybody picks the same color, before it would like just crash and do terrible things. That's what currently happens on the Patreon build. But now what happens is
we get 2 teams, and it just randomizes which ports are on which team every game. So it's kind of a cool feature in that like you can just use all the same color and you'll just have random teams every game. So yeah. Teams is in the Patreon build. So yeah, so in this case, what happens is every game, it's just different ports get blue and red. It's always 2v2. So now what I'm currently doing right now is if you noticed on the splash screen, so the splash screen that comes up, all the Falcos show up as red. And I don't want that. I need to make the right side show up as blue. So that's what I'm currently trying to do. That is what I'm trying to do. No, Nebby, you don't need to do that anymore because you can just change your color. That's one of the polished things that we wanted to add. I think Rapido added that. I don't think Rapido added that feature, and it's one of the polished features we added to try to do like a real teams release. It's also probably why people with CSS mods, CSS textures and stuff on their ISOs, it's probably kind of why that broke, because we had to do stuff to the CSS to get this to work. Though we might be able to fix that, maybe. Uncle Punch has some ideas. Eventually this will all be public. The Patreon is just a beta, right? So we use it to test sort of new features that are coming before they're fully ready. But once they're fully ready, it'll be public. Okay. So apparently we loaded this VSS data. And now I feel like what I want to do is I'm just going to try this. Overwrite. Thanks for the bits, Mr. Cool Sponge. It's all good. Thanks, Trash Man.
Free hops, I did not have much. Did not have much when I started. You know, I copy pasted some code over here. I changed a few registers. Do we want to just test it? Do a prediction? Do we think this will work? Do we think this will work first try? It worked on the other. It worked for the game, so maybe it'll work for this. What do you guys think? We're gonna test it. We're just gonna test it. All right. Will splash screen show red and blue colors? Question mark. Are you a believer or a doubter? Keep in mind that things very often do not work the first time when you write code, but it could work. It did work somewhere else, so who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I think I copied this all fine. I think everything I did here is okay. Not 100% sure, of course, but I set this register up. I pasted this. Ranked will be out when it's ready. As you can see, I have other things to work on at the moment. We don't provide ETAs. It's never a good idea. I talked about this a little bit on the Scar and Toph show too. The fact that it's just not a good idea to give ETAs. It'll be ready when it's ready. All right. We still got the predictions going of whether this will work or not on the first try. Let's get ready. Let's get ready to test it. We're trying to get the splash screen to show red and blue colors. All right, let's see. It might also just crash, who knows? There's just no way to know. There's just no way to know. All right. Mango BB, oops. Was anyone watching Mango? Do we know if he got Diamond in Rocket League? I'm invested. I need to know. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We had some red and blue Falcos. Believers. Believers knew. They believed. Wow. Good odds too. Cool. Well,
I wonder if the names should be right. Unfortunately, the names are all the same, so that's kind of unfortunate because I can't make sure that like the right ones are on the right side. But it should work, I think. Fizzi's code works first time, unlike mine sometimes. But wait, was the team 1 text, the team 1, team 2 text supposed to match the sides? Let's see here. Team 1, team 2. That is kind of weird. I don't know. I actually think that's fine because I think it doesn't match the sides. I think your team is always on the left. Yeah. It's kind of confusing. It would be nice if they switched maybe. I'll have to ask Rapido if it's supposed to do that. All right. Let's see. Let's see what happens if I pick colors. That's a good thing to test. So if I go like blue, blue, what does it look like in that case? Okay, so it's still the same, right? It's not the right sides. So I think that was probably always like that, but it kind of would be nice, I agree, to switch the sides. Maybe I can do that. I can maybe try to figure it. But unfortunately, the downside of drinking a lot of water is that you have to pee a lot, so I need to pee again. It's kind of a little jank for 3 teams. If you have 3 teams, it'll just put 2 on one side. Unless you're alone, right? So like you saw on the one who was green, it showed them on the left versus everyone else. But on all the other screens, blue and green get put together. It's whatever. It's good enough. This is not something that's like super important. Yeah, the dog is always real sad when I go to the bathroom because he has to move. Dude, he would sit on my lap for an entire day if he could. He would not move. Not move the whole day. Why are you looking at me? Alright. Okay, yeah, so I'll try to admit this first off. Because this worked. Right? And then I'll try to make it so that the Team 1 and Team 2 things, they show up on the proper sides. The sides that match how they show up on the splash screen. Actually, I'm kind of curious. What happens? I guess it wouldn't really work for this either, right? Because... Oh, I think... Well, I don't know if that's... I don't know if it's worth it. Maybe. Alright, I need to pee. I'm dying. Make colors work on splash screen. Commit. Alright, sweet. Be right back. You want to stay in your bed? You want to stay there? Alright, you can stay there if you want. Alright. Fuck, man. Do I try to tackle this side thing? It would be nice if the names were on the right side. I also... what happens in direct? I think even in direct it doesn't put the names on the right side. Let's see here. Test. Two, 3, 4. Test.
3, 4. Oh, I'm the same color. Great. Whoa. Whoa. What the? What did I do? That's not good. Oh boy. This isn't good, team. I'm not picking Falcon. So one of these players is being forced to Falcon every time. Well then. Yeah. How is that even possible? Let me try. Let's try restarting the game. So Marth versus Buff. Enter code. Dude, the connect code history code is probably gonna save me more time than it'll save anybody else. Oops. Yeah. We're playing Falcon. Alright, here we go. What the fuck? Well, that's a regression. How did this happen? It might not even be assembly, to be honest. It could be something I did here. What happens if I comment this out? I'm curious if this is the culprit. I could do this out. I think the screen might have been black. Yeah, jumpy pants. That would have made even more people angry than what I actually did. Oh man, this sucks. It's probably Falcon because Falcon is ID 0. So the ID is getting set to 0 and it's making it Falcon. I don't know where though. Actually, I might have an idea. Looking at this code, I might have an idea. How many hours do you work on Sleepy a day? It depends. It also depends what you consider work, because I do a lot of like answering questions on Twitter and like talking on Discord and so on. There's also like some business stuff that I have to do sometimes, but it really just depends. Some days I work a lot more on it, some days I work a bit less. It's not consistent. Alright, so I was gonna do IDX %D and then char %D s.player IDX s.character ID. So I think what's happening is this loop always has 4 entries in it because of teams. And what's happening is that it's looping through the first 2, which have the real data, and then it's getting to the 3rd and the 4th, but the 3rd and the 4th were never actually set. They're just set to the default struct values for player selections, and the default struct values will have a player IDX of 0 and a character ID of 0. And what that means is it'll overwrite the character for player 0, which is port 1, with Falcon. And it'll do that for the 3rd and 4th blank selection in the array, or in the vector, or whatever this is. That's what I think is happening. So this logger is going to tell me, because what I'm expecting it to say is it'll say IDX 0, 1, and then 0, 0. And then the last 2 zeros will also have 0 for character ID. I could also just try to fix it and do a prediction. Is that more fun than adding a logger and making sure I'm right? Do I just do the prediction to guess as to whether I'm like right or not? I think that might be more fun than like confirming, you know? Fix it raw with prediction? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm just gonna take a full gamble and assume that I'm right. And fix it. Now the question is how to fix it. The way I would fix it, I think,
I need to know how many characters are in the game. Is there a good way to see if this will work? I think is character selected will be false only for player selections that are default, I think. So alright, screw this logger, we don't need it. We're too cool for that. We know what's wrong. We know for sure what's wrong. And what's wrong can be fixed by going if s dot is character, if not s dot is character selected, continue. Yeah? Yeah? What do you guys think? Do you believe? Well, we're in C++ land right now. We're no longer in assembly. They're doing dolphin modifications. Wow, a lot of believers. You guys have a lot of faith in me. Not only am I guessing what the issue is without doing any real debugging, I'm also guessing what... I'm also just trying a solution that I think will work. Do you believe? Seems like you do. Let's find out. Tests. Things might be possible to test, though it would take a lot of work. Like, for example, something we could maybe write a test for is like testing every stage with every character when we do a build, but it's like to set up that kind of test, it's really annoying. Like, it's a hard test to run, and it's probably very slow to run too. And the question is, how much value are you getting out of that? Right? And then there's some stuff that's just impossible to test. Like, for example, the current issue with people that have certain networks that can't connect to like 80% of the player base, and now suddenly they have a new bug where when they finally do manage to connect, they get stuck on a waiting screen instead of getting into a game. There's just like so many layers and requirements to require that. Like, you need two people connecting to each other. One of them needs to be on a bad network. The other one needs to be able to connect to them somehow. And then that would catch the bug. It's so impossible. It's like so specific. And there's a lot of other things that we might have regressions for, like for example, polling. Like, people are always like, I don't know, like the new version lags more or something, right? And it's like, how the hell do you write a regression for that? Or like, how the hell do you write a test for that, rather? It's it's just too hard, like, because a lot of that, it's going to be because of like maybe there was a Windows update, maybe some stuff is different with your hardware, maybe your antivirus is running, I don't know. Or like, well, I guess the test would only catch real issues, so I'm not going to worry about the antivirus thing, but like, a lot of times we have issues that happen because something else happened. Anyway,
Sorry, that was. We still have a prediction live right now. Well, you can't vote anymore, but we got to figure out the results. So let's figure out the results. The question is, will we see Falcon? We don't want to see Falcon in this case, which is surprising because normally I like seeing Falcon, but right now I don't want to see him. Is there a way to test for network quality? I'm not sure what you mean. Like, do you mean like when people are playing with each other, or like just in general? Does that mean the crash is a success? No, crash is not a success. God damn it. You guys are gaming the system now. Crash is a failure. All right. Someone to win points from. Oh, so you do believe. Interesting. I'll be honest, I kind of believe too. I think this is sound. I think my theory is sound. Yeah, I was right. I was right. Good work, believers. The believers have been doing pretty well today. I should write a note to... Should names show up on the correct sides on splash screen? I think they should. It's just the work to get there. I don't know how hard it would be. Yeah. I mean, I think I've been getting kind of lucky too, but it's been good today. I think there was one though where, oh yeah, the red and blue Falco, and then we had like blue and neutral. I think that was funny. I like that one. All right, I fixed that bug, so that's cool. Fix bug with 1v1 Falcon, always P1. Stowy, that's probably not something we would do, but one feature we are working on now is connect code history. So it'll remember what connect codes you put, so you can more easily re-enter codes you've entered before. Obviously that doesn't help you with new codes, which writing with the keyboard would, but it'll still help for some things. All right, I think that was good progress. Oh, something I wanted to do actually before I end. I'm gonna end soon, but I want to make sure that the team's replays look correct, which I think they should, but I'm going to double check. Don't really see why they would be wrong.
Good morning. I can't play on my keyboard. Everybody. I'm not I'm not very good at playing on keyboard. Up tilt, jump. Forward air, down tilt, forward air. Oh, I was in there. There we go. All right. Oh god, wrong button. I haven't set it up to. I think there's like ways you can set up keyboard playing so that's not completely miserable. Mine is not set up at all. It's just really awful. Oh, what's up, Bad? Did you just wake up? How are you awake? Some would say keyboard. Yeah, I'm playing Melee with my keyboard right now. Dude, that's early. Why are you waking up so early? Time to go to bed. But unfortunately for you, I'm about to end the stream. Either that or I play Rocket League. I could do my placements. Oh, nice. Alright, let's check to see if that replay works. Nice, nice. By the way, new Slippy desktop app version released today with some bug fixes. Make sure you update. When you launch it, thing will come up here after like maybe 30 seconds, and you click the update now or whatever. Don't forget to update. It fixes the bug where delay 15 shows up when you watch a replay. Also, you will see the other thing that it does, which, let me make sure it's on. This is courtesy of J.M. Lee, Jeremy. If you watch a replay now, look at these names. Look at the names. You can turn it off, of course, if you don't like it, but also, I think this worked. I think these were the same teams that we had when it was playing, because I remember when I was Marth, I was hitting the Falcon. I was like, I'm hitting my teammate. But yeah, the main reason why we wanted to launch, because it's not a very big update, but the 15 frame delay thing that would show up in the bottom right was kind of annoying, but it's even more annoying if you're broadcasting SCL and that shows up, so wanted to release that before SCL. Which is this weekend. I'm hype. SCL's hype. I should actually tweet about that update, probably. Alright. Who's streaming? Who do we got streaming? Me? No. Go away. What's going on? Okay, this is a rerun.
There's no character audio in my Slippy files. What do you mean? Falcon doesn't yell when doing moves. Are there any other sounds? I'm assuming you mean when you're like watching a replay. But I don't know, I would say maybe update. It doesn't really make much sense. Make sure you're updated to the latest version. And maybe, I don't know, post a clip of it in the Discord or something. I've never heard of that problem though, so I don't really know. Anyway, I think I'm done. Thank you everyone for watching. Gonna chill a bit and then go to bed. And I'll catch you guys later. Oh.